Good afternoon, everyone. So today I will do a presentation about preposition and conjunction. Preposition. Prepositions are connecting words that help make sense of a sentence. They generally connect a noun or a pronoun with the rest of the sentence. They precede nouns or pronouns in a sentence and help to form the relation of the noun with the sentence. For example, Alex left his books at school. So the prepositions is at. The next is conjunction. Conjunctions are words that link other words to form complex sentences. A conjunction does not abide by any particular rules. They can connect any two words together or does not have to be nouns, pronouns, or adjectives. Because conjunctions can connect two verbs, we use them to connect simple sentences. So this is the differences between conjunction and preposition. Prepositions and conjunctions are two significant elements in grammar. They both have a similar function, which is as connecting from words to words, but they have different meaning and how to use them in conversations. Next is types of conjunctions and preposition. There are three basic types of conjunctions, such as coordinating, subordinating, and correlative. And for the preposition, there have 11 types of prepositions, such as preposition for time, place, direction, agency, instrument, verb, movement, manner, measure, search, and possession. Next is the example of preposition. For the prepositions are connecting words such as in, at, of, over, by, on, and at. For example, my sister is angry with me. So the word me is brought into the sentence by the use of preposition with. And another example for preposition is the book is on the round table. So the preposition is on. Next is the preposition for time. A preposition of time is a preposition that allows you to discuss a specific time period, such as a date on the calendar, one of the days of the week, or the actual time something takes place. Prepositions of time are the same words as prepositions of place, however, they are used in a different way. The example of preposition time. This is the example of preposition time, such as at. At, this preposition of time is used to discuss clock times, holidays, and festivals, and other very specific time frames, including exceptions such as at night. Or preposition in. This preposition of time is used to discuss months, season, years, centuries, general times of day, and longer periods of time, such as in the past. And the last is on. This preposition of time is used to discuss certain days of the week or portions of days of the week, specific dates, and special days such as on New Year's Day. So this is another example of preposition time. The first is I was born in 1995. The second, her father died because of sick in 2009. The third is I was very happy with my salary on the first day of my payday, and so on. The second is preposition for place. A preposition of place is a word which helps to describe where something or somebody is. A preposition of place describes the location of something. This type of preposition almost same as like preposition of time, such as in, at, and on, but they're different in many functions. So the example of preposition for place, the first we have in. In is for place having some or physical or virtual boundaries. For example, in a hall, in a market, in the box, in the bus, in Jakarta, in USA, in a bathroom, in a pool. The second we have on. On it means a surface of things. For example, on the table, on the chair, on the bed, on the desk, on the roof, on the map, on the page. The last is at. At is for specific places. For example, like at train station, at the entrance gate, at the hotel, at the edge of cliff, at the parking area, or at the main hall. The next we have there are some example if turned into sentences such as they live in Jakarta. The second, the boys were playing in the backyard. The third, there is my bottle on the table, and so on. This is the examples of the preposition to be used in the conversation. For the category above, meaning at or to a higher place or position than something or somebody. For example, our friends in the apartment above us are really noisy. For the next, we have after, and meaning is one follows the others. Example, he ran after her with the book. And the next we have by, meaning near or at the side of. For example, the telephone is by the window. The next we have beneath, meaning under someone or something. Example, Jamie hid the letter beneath a pile of papers. The next we have next to or beside. At the side of the meaning is at the side of someone or something, or beside and next to have the same meaning. The only difference between beside and next to is their level of formality. Beside is generally considered to be more formal than next to. For example, we lie beside the pool to dry off in the sun. And the second, the hotel is situated next to the lively, bustling port. The next we have near or close to. Meaning is near or close to is a short distance from a person or thing. For example, there is a bush near the school playground. And the next, the new shopping center is close to the railway station. The next we have between. The meaning is something in or through the space that spares to things, objects, or places. For example, there is a gulf between the two cities. The next we have among, in the middle of or surrounded by other people or things. For example, the girl quickly disappeared among the crowd. The next we have in front of, meaning farther forward than someone or something else. For example, they must in front of the city hall. The last, behind, meaning at or towards the back of a thing or person. For example, the horse fell behind in the race. And then the next, we have across from or opposite, meaning in a position facing someone or something, but on the other side. For example, the hospital is opposite the post office, or the shoe store is across from the bank. We have under. It means below or at a lower level than something, or covered by something. For example, we slept under the open sky. Next, we have below, in a lower place or position than something else. For example, he dived below the surface of the water. The next, we have over, above or higher than something without touching it, or on something or covering it. For example, she held the umbrella over both of us. The next, we have preposition for direction. This preposition shows the direction of something. The preposition to is used for places, which is generally the end point of a movement. The preposition towards or toward basically emphasize the direction and the nature of the movement, where the place may or may not be the end point. For example, we have the preposition for direction is to, towards, and into. For to, the example is they are going to Australia, or I will go to Paris. And for the preposition for direction, for example, the lion was coming towards him. And the next, he started his journey towards the border. And for the preposition for direction into, example, he threw a ball into the river. The second, please come into the school. And the last, he threw the picture into the fire. The next we have preposition for agency. These prepositions are used to express a casual relationship between the noun or the or actor and an action such as by, with, etc. The preposition of agency is generally used in sentence expressed in passive voice. For example, preposition for agency by or the preposition by is usually used to represent actions that a preposition is doing. For example, this book is written by J.K. Rowling. The second, the poem Odyssey was written by Homer, and etc. And the next is with. The preposition of agency or instrumentally with is usually to represent the doing or action of a thing. For example, I can write better my lucky ballpoint pen. The next, Dr. Jart opened the door with a hairpin, and etc. The next is preposition for instruments. These prepositions is used for joining nouns, instruments, device, machines, etc. And other words in a sentence, for example, on, by, with, the help of, etc. For example, this is by. The example, I go to office by a motorcycle. And with, closed the lock with a remote, or the passengers broke the window with a hammer. Next, we have on. This train runs on electricity, and with the help of, Dylan washed the car with the help of a water pipe. The next is preposition for verb. A prepositional verb is a combination of a verb and a preposition. It is a verb followed by a preposition. Some verbs require a specific preposition to be used after them in a sentence. The combination of such a verb and its required preposition is called a prepositional verb. For example, prepositional verb is verb plus required preposition. For example, the boys was sitting on the table. That is correct because sitting on the table. And for the wrong is the boy was sitting in the table. It's really wrong because people sitting on the table, not in the table, and so on. So, in the above example, each verb requires a specific preposition to be used after them, and thus using a different prepositions after the verb makes the sentence grammatically wrong. In each sentence, the combination of verb and the correct preposition is a preposition phrase such as laughed at, accused of, blamed for. So like this, sitting on, laughed in, laughed on, accused, blamed. Next, we have preposition of movement. These prepositions indicates the direction in which someone or something is moving. The most common preposition used is to. For examples are, we are going to the railway station. David went to the beach every day for a morning walk. He jumped into the swimming pool. For some other examples are, we have across, through, into, over, down, up, past, and around. For example, the car will across the broken bridge. The snake is going through the pipe. The cat jumped over the wall. He will down the stairs, and so on. The next, we have prepositions of manner or method. These prepositions describe the way anything happens or any means by which it happens. Here are some kinds of prepositions are by, like, in, with, and on. For example, children go to school by bus implies no later than at any time up to this point. Where the second example is we speak with our tongue and he played football like champions. Next, we have preposition of measure. These kinds of preposition shows the quantity of something with someone or something. There are two main prepositions are by and of. A preposition is a word placed before a noun or a pronoun to show in what relation the person or thing denoted by it stands in regard to something else. For example, the shopkeeper sells the cloth by Shopee. The next, Justin bought 4 kilos of tomatoes for soup. The next, the area of this house is measured by the yard. The next is prepositions of search. The preposition of search is used to indicate the search from the verb. Therefore, the characteristic is there is a noun followed by a preposition and followed by another noun. At least two prepositions used to indicate the search, namely from and by. For example, for from, I'm from Jakarta. The next, I bought this pair of shoes from Canada. Or, from your statements, we conclude that you don't want the children. And preposition of search by, for example, Harry Potter books is written by J.K. Rowling. The next, my money was stolen by classmate. And the last, the new novel was published by Gramedia. The last is preposition of possession. Possession is the person has possession of something if the person knows of its presence and has physical control of it, or has the power and intention to control it. For example, the preposition of possession of or shows the part of someone or something. For example, of to express the name of the place if combined with proper noun. For example, the city of Jakarta is far from here. Of has meaning as the part of or as a property. The preposition of possession with or as a property. For example, I love a girl with red dress. The next we have conjunction rules. Conjunctions are for connecting thought, action, and ideas as well as nouns, clauses, and other parts of speech. For example, Mary went to the supermarket and bought oranges. Conjunctions are useful for making a list. For example, we made pancakes, eggs, and coffee for breakfast. When using conjunctions, make sure that all the parts of your sentences agree. For example, I work busily yet am careful. Does not agree. I work busily yet careful shows agreement. The next conjunctions are words that link other words, phrases, or clauses together. Here's the example of conjunction. I like cooking and eating, but I don't like washing dishes afterwards. The next, Sophie is clearly exhausted, yet she insists on dancing till dawn. So we have name of conjunction. We have coordinating conjunction for and, nor, but, or, yet, so. The next correlative conjunction, such as both or and, either on or and or, neither or nor, not only or but, whether or. Subordinating conjunctions after, although, as if, as long as much as soon as though, because, before, by the time, even if, even though, if, in order than, in case, in the event that, last, now that, once, only if, provided that, since, so, supposing that, then, so, till, unless, and so on. So from this coordinating conjunction, we have for and, nor, but, or, yet. So we can make it so short like fanboys. So F for, A for and, N for nor, B for but, O for or, Y for yet, S and for so. So the explanation about the conjunctions. Coordinating conjunctions is coordinating a conjunction allow you to join words, phrases, and clauses of equal grammatical rank in a sentence. The most common coordinating conjunctions are for and, nor, but, or, yet, and so of fun boys. Such as, for example, I'd like pizza or a salad for lunch. And the next, we needed a place for concentrate, so we packed up our thing and went to the library, and so on. So if you notice that use of the comma when the coordinating conjunctions is joining two independent clauses. Correlative conjunctions. Correlative conjunctions are pairs of conjunctions that work together. Not only am I finished studying for English, but am also finished writing my history essay. The second, I'm finished with both my English essay and my history essay. And for subordinating conjunctions join independent and dependent clauses. A subordinating conjunctions can signal a cause and effect relationship, a contrast, or some other kind of relationship between the clauses. A subordinating conjunctions can appear at the beginning or in the middle of a sentence. Common subordinating conjunctions are because, since, as, although, so, well, and so on. Such as, I can stay out until the clock strikes 12. Because we use a secret ingredient, our pizza tastes great. He came after I had finished my work. I wonder if he will ever change. Last, he thinks that we will agree. Thank you. If you have any questions, please ask me, and thank you.